Hi everyone, I'm getting ready to start my project for Marla's giveaway. She's KMSL Howl here on YouTube. Her YouTube now says Marla H. I guess that's a new thing YouTube's doing, but anyway, you all know and love her anyways. She's doing a giveaway, and most of you have already heard about it or participated. I'm late to the game because of being on vacation and stuff, but she's doing a giveaway challenge, and I thought, you know, while I'm making this, I would just do like a tutorial of it also. Not that it's too hard to do, but I have had some requests for me to do things like this, so I figure I'd just go ahead and do it. I'm going to be altering a birdhouse, this one here, and I've already sanded it down as much as I can. You know, unfortunately these things are pretty cheaply made, and you know, you can see my little peg there has a chip out of it, and you know, not much you can do about that but cover it up, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the roof first, and I picked terracotta from Folk Art, and I've already got some in my paint palette over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by painting this under here with the small brush, and then we'll kind of go from there. I may be starting and stopping this video many times throughout, because I don't gather up everything in advance. I just kind of wing it. You know, right now I'm painting, so I have my paint out. When I'm done with that, I'll decide how I'm going to decorate it, so I'll probably pause the video or whatever and come back. But first, what I'm going to start by doing is painting the roof. And I picked kind of a small brush for this because I'm going to be using yellow on the house, and it will be very hard to cover up if I make a mistake. So I'm just going to take my time painting under here. And I know this is kind of boring to watch this, but I actually have had requests from people for me to show how I do my painting and all that. So you know, it's just very simple. Take your time with it and it'll be fine. And if you make a mistake, you can always cover it up some kind of how. Like there, I'm already getting on to that birdhouse with this color, which I didn't want to do, but oh well, it happens. I'll figure that out. I'll show you how I cover it up or fix it. Some people would stop now and try to get that off, and you know, I'm more like full speed ahead, worry about the mistakes afterwards. Hi everyone, I'm back. I have painted my roof. As you can see, I've got a little bit under here. I'm not going to worry too much about that just yet. What I've decided to do, instead of putting another thick coat on this, I want to try to tone down the orange a little bit in the terracotta. So I'm going to take this apple barrel, the color is Territorial Beige, and I'm just going to put a little in my little well here on my palette. And this is a technique that I have shown you guys before. I'm just going to take a paper towel. Sorry, I should have had that torn apart first. Basically all you do is take a paper towel that's damp, and I'll actually probably add a little more water to that with my little spray bottle. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it too dry either. So what you do is you just take your finger, dip it in the paint like this, add a little in the spots you want it, right like that. Take your wet paper towel, rub it off. Okay, and then I'll take a little bit more because I don't like the way it looks so streaky right there, and I'll just add a little bit like in between those streaks. The whole idea is to tone down the orange so it's not so bright, but to not have it look too messed with either, you know what I mean? And then just take your wet paper towel, wipe it, and you're gonna get some, you know, pieces of paint left behind because it dries so stinking fast. But you get the idea. So I kind of like the way that that looks. I'll probably add a little more up here, and then I'll do the other side. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in a minute and show you what it looks like. Hi everyone. Okay, I've done this side and this side. I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted it to look kind of worn and old, weathered, you know what I mean? So what I'm doing now is I'm just going over the edges here so that it, you know, those don't stand out like a beacon. And I'm just putting a little bit of the beige paint on my finger and kind of finger painting with it on the edges here, and then I'm just wiping it off. That's all I'm doing. I thought I'd show you this portion because I figured I might get some questions about how I did the edges. But that's it. Just take a little bit of paint on your finger, put it on, and you don't want to use a whole lot, but you want to use enough to make a difference. And then you just rub it off with your finger. Now you also could rub it off with the wet paper towel, but this way works too, especially on smaller areas. So I'm going to do this side now. And I'm not worried about all that flaky stuff because that will come right off. It's just the paint that I'm rubbing off that's doing that. It's starting to dry, so it does kind of peel up like that, which is not a big deal. Not peel, but you know what I mean. It flakes when it starts to dry and you touch it. So that looks pretty good to me, I think. And I'm actually not going to bother to do the underneath. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to. And the reason I'm not going to is when the house is sitting like this, you're not really going to see too much of that. You know, and I thought it might be a nice contrast because the inside's not going to be as weathered as the outside anyways, right? If it's out in the rain or whatever. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you how to do that. I'm going to get my fingers cleaned up, and then I'll come back and show you painting the yellow. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to cover up that yet, but I'll figure it out. Alright guys, talk to you in a minute. Bye. Hi everyone. Alright, I'm back. My roof is done. I went ahead and did here and here and the back side. Of course, both sides on the top. I did not do under here with the brown beige color, but that's alright. I'm now going to start painting with the yellow. I have not figured out how I'm going to cover that up, so I'm just going to try covering it with yellow with a few coats and see if that works. I'm using a very light yellow, so it probably will take me a little bit to get it covered. This is the one I'm using for this Craft Smart light yellow, and you know, this is not my favorite paint because it's very watery, and it does take quite a bit of going over to get it covered, even when you're not trying to cover up a darker color. So I'm just going to do the best I can with this and hope for the best. It's me again. Okay, we're having some difficulty with the yellow paint here. Alright, I am having trouble getting good coverage with it, obviously because it's a light color. I've put several coats on this already, and being that there's no good way to sand this birdhouse, because I have sanded it, and as you can see there's still a lot of flaw in it. I'm going to just kind of leave it like this, and I'm going to use some glimmer spray that I have. This one is called Lemon Zest, and it's the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So I'm just going to shake it up. I'm hoping this is not going to spray everywhere, because I'm going to do it right here on the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray the glimmer mist. Now, glimmer mist, or you know, something glimmery or glittery was one of the requirements for the challenge. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to lightly spray. I'm going to try to get just the yellow parts, but I know it's going to go on to the other also. And this also might help me with the coverage thing. Okay, so that's the front. So I'm gonna let that dry and see what it looks like. Sorry, I wanted to get it a little darker there. Alright, so I'm just going to let that set and dry and see what it looks like when it's dry. Alright, be back in a few minutes. Hi everyone, just another quick snippet. I'm starting to get things together for my birdhouse so I can start decorating it. I just wanted to let you know where I'm at in the process. I slacked off yesterday. Well, I started this the day before yesterday and was not able to continue on. And then yesterday I was gone all day, so I'm back on it today. This is due today, so we have to finish it today. Anyway, so far I just want to show you where I'm at. I have my birdhouse. It's all glimmer misted, painted and glimmer misted. I hope you're seeing the shimmer on the birdhouse. It's kind of hard to tell on the yellow, but anywho, there's the birdhouse. I made a little bow out of some yellow lace that I got from Leslie Boyce in a swap that we did, and these are from the lace is from Kelly Wall here on YouTube. That was a swap we did, and then these are from Leslie Boyce from the swap we did. So I'm thinking about using some of these, and I bought this little bird yesterday, but he's a little too big for my house. So I need a smaller bird, but I might still incorporate him like down here on the side or something. I don't know yet. And then I have some Spanish moss off to the side. I'm going to put just a little bit right in here, and I'm just going to gather up some things to make a handmade flower, because I have to incorporate a handmade flower onto this project also. And so let me gather that up, and I'll come back and make the flower on camera. Alright, talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye. Hi everyone. Sorry to disappoint you, but I found some ribbon roses that I had made in my handmade flower bucket. It's where I keep all my flowers that I made. These were made using Carol's technique, One Happy Crafty Chick. I never perfected it, so I never did a video on it, but these came out pretty decent, so I think I'm going to incorporate these in. And they are handmade. You can tell that by looking at them. Because, you know, who's ever seen like a triangle rose? Anyhow, I'm going to use those, and I pulled out a little butterfly, and I got my bag of leaves and wheat sprays. I think I'm ready to start decorating. First I'm going to start with the Spanish moss. I'm going to try to put some Spanish moss up in here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to push this stuff to the side until I'm ready for it. Okay, I'm going to use my tweezers so that I don't burn myself on the glue. And let's see. Now, if you've ever worked with Spanish moss, you know it's a pain in the butt because it is so messy. But I'm going to try to do this. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping it's going to work out alright. I don't want a whole lot, but I want enough to just sit in that hole there. I need scissors. Scissors! Okay. Move those out of the way. Okay. And I'm just gonna, I just got a little bit of Spanish moss. I'm gonna try to see if that's about what I want. Might even be too much. But as you see, it's making a mess everywhere. There's just no way to control that. I keep it in a Ziploc bag when I'm not using it. But, wow. What a mess. Shake it off. Okay. So, I think, I'm not quite sure the best way to do this because I've not done it before. But I think the best way is going to be to add the glue right here and then just kind of squish this onto it. So let's try it that way. Now I'm using a low temperature glue gun. For something like this, I actually would prefer having a high temp, but I don't have one, so I'm using what I have. Alright, so my glue is in place, and I'm just going to cram this on there and hope I don't burn my fingers. I don't want too much, I just want a little bit to give it, you know, a little something different, you know, something to look at. And let's see, I'm gonna trim this off here. I think I want to add a little bit more on the sides there. I might be able to use these little pieces that are floating around everywhere. I'll give it a try. So just going to add a little bit more glue, and I hope you're seeing this. I'm really bad at paying attention if I'm in frame or not. Sorry about that. So just going to add some more right in there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to cut that. Okay, sorry about that. The last little segment disconnected because my memory card was full and my battery was dying. So I let the battery charge, and I am back and ready to continue on. So far all I've done is put the Spanish moss in the little heart opening here, and I'm pretty pleased with the way that looks, so I'm gonna just leave that as is. Next, I think I am going to add this bow that I made. Trying to figure out which way it looks better. This way? That way. Probably this way. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this right onto my little peg here. Just a little dot of glue on the back. And stick it right on there. Fluff it up a little bit. I probably should zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we have our bow, we have our Spanish moss, and next I think I'm gonna try to decorate the bottom a little bit. I debated about putting some more of that Spanish moss down here, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put my flowers down there, and I'm going to see if I ones, but I didn't really want to use gold, but I guess I could. I guess I could, why not? So this is what I have. I have a whole mess of these gold leaves here. So all I'm going to do is take my probably my Tim Holtz scissors, because there is a wire in there, and I'll just cut that top leaf off and cut these off. And it's not going to matter that these are flat on the bottom because you're not going to see the bottom of them anyway. So I'll start with that. That's five leaves. So that should work pretty good, I think. Alright, so back in frame. Sorry guys. Kinda trying to think what I want to do here. I'm gonna set this up for a minute so I can just kind of play around and see what looks good. This is going to be a whole lot of yellow. I might have used, probably should have used, some different colors on this. Okay, so thanks for waiting. I think I'm going to use some of these bluish purple color ones. That'll be a nice contrast together. Not sure how many I'm going to need, so I'm going to just cut off maybe 2 to start, and if I need more, I'll cut off more. So let's see. Start with that. Thinking... Alright, it says it has to have... what does it have to have? It has to have at least one handmade flower, so I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to just glue a leaf onto it. Just pop a little glue on there and stick this to the back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one right in the center like that. A little more glue. And get it turned over. Get it centered as much as I can. And then I think I'll put, I'm going to take the greens off of the back of these because I don't want them on this particular project. And they usually come off pretty easily. There we go. And you could save these if you want to use them for something else. Sometimes I save them, sometimes I don't. So I'll just set them aside for now until I decide what I'm going to do with them. Alright, so next I want to put a leaf or two. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the smaller leaves for the blue ones, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of this leaf and pop it on the back of this one. And do the same for this one. Sorry this is such a long video, guys. That's why I don't do them very often, because I think you guys get bored with the long videos. I know some of you enjoy it, 'cause I've had some good feedback regarding that, but I think other people get bored, and you know, really I don't think I'm teaching you anything you don't already know, but I really shouldn't say that, because I do have people that are new to crafting that watch my channel, and you know me, I'm all about helping people, so if this helps somebody, I'm happy to do it. Alright, so I'm just going to pop this blue one right in there next to the yellow. And then I'm going to take this blue one and put it on the opposite side. Kind of squish them in together. I think that looks good that way. And then, let's see. Okay, my, you know, I wanted to add like on the side of the roof where I initially thought. So, let me try that again. Again, adding a little glue on the back of the butterfly. I'm thinking right on the side, right like that. Get my hand in there to hold it. And I'll just let it set for a minute so the glue can set up. You know, I was going to use a couple of these too. Maybe I will. Oh, sorry. I had to sit down. Okay, so I'm going to turn my birdhouse back this way so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to cut off probably 2 of these with my wire snips. This is why I don't get things out beforehand, because I end up not using a lot of it. But what I'm thinking is maybe sticking them right in like that. Would have been nice if it was behind. I probably should cut off more of this and hope it doesn't totally fall apart on me. Thinking it would look really cute behind here. Well, that was easy. I just pried the flower up accidentally, but it works because I want to add this in there. Works for me, man. And then we'll just put the flower right back over top of it. And it'll look like it belonged there all along. Trying to cram it way down in there. Oh, wonderful, camera cut out again. Sorry. What I was starting to say is I don't like that white is showing, but it actually you can't see it much because the bow is covering it. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just going to leave it right like that, and then I'm going to take the other one, snip off a little bit more of this. And then I'm going to add some, oh, I got to try to pry this flower up now to get it behind. There, I think that'll work. Alright, let's try it. Let's try it. And all I'm looking for here is kind of a symmetrical sparkly. Boy, I can't talk. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to talk. I'm just trying to make it look even on both sides. How about that? There's an easier way to say it. So there we go. I like the way that looks. And now another rule was that it had to include bling. So I am going to put a little bling right there in front of my bow. So let me grab a piece of bling here. We're just about done, folks. Thanks for sticking with me so far. How about a piece of clear bling? That would work good. Because the butterfly is white and it has a clear bling on it. So I'll just use a clear bling in the center of my bow. Alright, let's see. About what size do I want? Thinking maybe. I got bling floating everywhere. What the heck? Sorry guys. I got a bling mess going on here. So I'm just going to pop that right in the center of my bow there. Alright, so let's see if I have all the elements that I need on this birdhouse. Let's see. Glimmer spray or glitter, I have that. Lace and trims, I have lace and some trims. I need a sentiment and bling. I have bling and a handmade flower, which is the yellow one. I think I'm just about set other than the sentiment. So hold on a minute. Let me figure out what stamp I'm going to use. I'll come back and we'll finish this up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be right back. Hi everyone. Okay, I finally found a stamp set that I want to use. I'm going to use this strip of yellow paper. This is the set I am using. It says Home Sweet Home. Let's see, I think I'm going to stamp it in the Memento Potter's Clay. That way it'll kind of match the roof of the house. I'm going to make like a little flag out of this, so I hope it turns out okay. So, let's see. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I'm just going to stamp it right there in the center. For some reason that home, yeah, whatever. I'm going with it. I'm not going to read. For Christ's sake, I'm back again. Sorry guys. My memory card was full again. This is going to be one long video. I'm very sorry. Alright, so what I did while I was waiting for my computer to do its thing, alright, you saw I stamped Home Sweet Home on the yellow paper. I just cut it down a little thinner, made some little fishtails on the end. I curled this end around because I'm going to use this wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue onto the wire. Right like so. And then I'm going to stick it right in here. Right like that. Press it down. The extra glue back there doesn't really bother me because I don't think you're really going to see it. So what I'm going to do next is I decided I want to put this right here where the butterfly is. So I'm going to cut it down, cut the wire down a little bit like that. And I'm just going to slather some more glue on this and hope for the best. I hope it's going to stand up the way I want it to. And oops, oh crap. Oh God, it's been one of those days. I just dripped all that glue onto my stinking rooftop here. That's not good. Not to mention I'm burning my fingers. I tell you what, this has been one heck of a problem for me, this birdhouse. I should say my camera. But that's alright. It comes off. Good enough. I may end up having to touch up the paint, but I'll do that off camera if I need to. But for right now, I just want to get the bulk of it off so I can try to glue that dang thing in there. My butterfly's coming off. Boy, doing good. Doing real good here, guys. Oh boy. Alright, so let's try this again. Maybe I won't put so much glue so that it drips like that. That might be a good idea. Try again. I was hoping the butterfly was gonna hide the glue. I might have to bend his wings down like that. That might work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. So there's that. And you know, I wish I would have curled my little banner there, my little flag. I can still do that though, so let's see. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick my, have a paintbrush, and I'm gonna, at the widest point, I'm going to just make a little bend right here in the middle. You can even use your finger for this. Just kind of wrap it around your finger, and then this end I want to curl outwards, so I'm going to use the thinner part of the paintbrush and just kind of roll it onto there like that, and then just kind of play with it so it looks the way you want it to. Looks like it's waving in the wind, and there you go. So I don't think I'm going to use this bird at all because he's too big. I really would like a bird that will stand on that little peg out front. So I'll have to buy one. But so I'm going to call this birdhouse done. I want to thank you all for watching and bearing with me. I hope this helps somebody out there. If not, thanks for watching, because you sympathize with me, because I can't do tutorials very well. Alright, just kidding. You know, everybody makes mistakes, and I don't care if mine are on camera or not, because I know people can learn from my mistakes. So, thank you all for watching. I have all the elements now. I have my glimmer mist, I have my lace and trims, I have my sentiment, I have bling, and I have a handmade flower. So we're doing good. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. Good luck in Marla's giveaway. Take care. Bye bye.